All right, Moses joining the desk. Now, we saw it off the top of our cast that, you know, a national championship is headed our way. And of course, they made the announcement officially this morning.
And it was really cool, Nairman, because of course, you know, the city of Lloydminster has been known for hosting big events. Recently, of course, we had the 2012 Allen Cup. How can we forget about Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada? That was big, of course, earlier this year. Well, in 2016, the best hockey teams from the country in Junior A will be in the border city. Matt Schumont has more.
After coming up short for their bid to host the Western Canada Cup in 2015, this morning Hockey Canada officially announced the community of Lloydminster as host of the 2016 RBC Cup. Organizing committee co-chair Malcolm Racky says himself and the rest of the committee are overjoyed with winning the bid.
It's pure excitement right now. I think everybody in this room, you can just feel the energy. We're pretty thrilled that we were named the host for 2016, and from here the work starts, but we're more than prepared to go to battle.
It's outstanding. I mean, the fact that you know, you just get in the job and you get great news like this. This is it's unbelievable for the community, for the organization, for everyone involved. You know, it's a great thing to pull together the whole group, and it really takes a team effort to pull something like this off. And hats off to the committee for doing an outstanding job.
As we noticed in 2013-14, the season, they had a very exciting season, and you know, and could have gone further. But they've come a long ways, and I think bodes well, and probably, you know, had something to play in getting the bid to host the RBC Cup.
Now the days leading up to the announcement, Racky admits there was nervousness.
You hear through the grapevine the week before that, oh, it sounds like you guys are going to get it. And you try not to take that in, right? You can't get too excited, too high or too low. And even when I took the phone call from him, he kind of preambled for a few seconds before he told me, and you know, for 10 or 15 seconds I didn't think we were getting it.
2016 will mark the third straight year a Western Province team hosting the RBC Cup. Hockey Canada Director of Property and Events Dean McIntosh says location is part of the selection, but it's really about the bid the committee puts forward.
While we certainly would love to be in Atlantic Canada or Central Canada or Quebec, when you ultimately look at the bids and you look at the aspects that are presented in the bids, it's certainly incumbent upon us as a site selection committee to select the community that gives the opportunity for the event for the players to be most successful.
Now, as for what's next for the organizing committee, they say they're going to be hard at work in preparations for Junior A hockey's biggest tournament.
We're going to, you know, probably sit down with Hockey Canada even as early as this morning and just go over the initial steps and what we can do right away here. And yeah, I mean, we're going to put together our I guess our planning committee right away, and then engage to some others around the community and of how they can be involved individually and how some of our community partners can get engaged.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
Now, it was a family affair in North Battleford this weekend, the first stop in the CPCA regular season. Now, the Labicane family, both Brian and son Jamie, pulled out the fastest times in days 1 and 2, but it was another family connection, the Nolans, Shane and Vern, fighting out for the North Battleford Show crown. Now, Shane held the aggregate lead going to day 3, but in Heat 2, Vern Nolan posted a 103-32, taking top spot, putting more pressure on Shane, who hasn't won a show title since 2006 in Little Pine. So in Heat 12, Shane Nolan on barrel 3, Jamie Labicane on 2, Wayne Knight on 1. Labicane comes out flying, as does Nolan, but Labicane grabs the inside rail. It'll remain neck and neck somewhat till the final stretch. Jason Lee has the call down the final turn.
Jamie Labicane on the rail, holds the best prize on a Sunday afternoon, North Battleford. Cheering on to that Gold Eagle Casino finish line. Make a little noise for Jamie Labicane. He's going to get there first. North Battleford Shane Nolan second.
Jamie Labicane clocked in first at 102 flat, which would have been the time of the day, but a 1 second late outriding penalty drops him to third. Now, Shane's time of 102.69 was good enough for the aggregate lead. Now, in Heat 13, BJ Carey also in contention, but his time of 103.33 was only good enough for second in the aggregate total, which means Shane Nolan and B&R Eccles Transport is crowned the 2014 North Battleford champion. So congratulations to him.
All right, Shane. Along with them is also
So in day 3, Vern Nolan posted the fastest time with his points outfit with a 102.04 in Heat 13. For the day money, Shane's 102.69 was the second best time of the day. Ray Mitsuing, Brian Labicane, and Jamie Labicane round out the top 5. And here are your standings. Shane Nolan on top with the aggregate time of 3:07.89 in his second place, or in second place. It was Carey with a total time of 3:08.85, just a hair better than Vern Nolan's non-point outfit, which finishes in 3rd. Chris Molly was 4th, while Vern's outfit, top outfit that is, finished 5th. His dynamite in the pool and hails from the border city. His name, Logan Lofstrom. You may not know him now, but the competitive swimmer is making waves with the Junior Rebels.
Always liked to be in the water, so I just got interested in swimming.
For Logan Lofstrom, swimming became more than just a hobby.
I'd always liked winning, like it's a competitive sport.
Something he learned from his older sister.
She'd always tell me what I was doing wrong, so the next time we raced, I'd try to fix that. I learned from my mistakes.
That determination has Logan setting his sights on qualifying for the Alberta Summer Games.
Yeah, that's my goal, but I gotta work hard for it.
Everything you say to him, it just like sticks in his brain, and he knows exactly what I'm asking of him.
A level of maturity that has his coach seeing a bright swimming career for Logan.
He's got the determination to go compete at the national level. He's got the work ethic and practice that he can go that far.
While Logan has been swimming most of his life, he's only been swimming competitively for the last 2 years. At his most recent swim meet, Logan competed against kids 3 years older than him and won.
In the Vermilion meet, I was swimming against 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds. In my 200 free, I came first.
A multi-sport athlete, Logan credits his success in the pool to his other passions.
Hockey, you gotta skate, so that works on your legs. And if you're a quarterback for football, you work on your arms.
Logan heads to Fort McMurray to take the next plunge in his swimming career, hoping to build on what might be in the future.
I've always wanted to make it in the Olympics, but nothing comes easy. You gotta train, train, train.
All right, softball players and coaches were in for a treat this weekend as Canadian women's national softball coach and International Softball Hall of Famer Mark Smith was in the border city to share his tips and knowledge of the game. The Halifax, Nova Scotia native played 9 international softball tournaments, including the Pan American Games and the ISF World Series. He's now in his 6th year as coach of the women's program. Smith comes with a fundamental message that he feels every coach needs to hear.
They play an incredibly important role in athlete development in our country, not just softball, but really every sport in the country. And oftentimes coaches underestimate the impact they have on kids. They underestimate the influence they have in keeping young people in a sport who may otherwise have been deciding they didn't want to play. And most importantly, what a responsibility they have to ensure to the best of their ability that kids are having a good, positive, healthy sport experience.
You've got a top-notch caliber coach such as himself. He's been to all the Pan Ams and Worlds and Olympics and stuff like that. You know, as soon as he even opens his mouth, whatever he has to say is really important, and you know, all the coaches are glued to him.
Smith also had a chance to impart some wisdom to some of the young athletes, hoping to further their softball careers.
I think it never hurts for them to be aware that if that's part of the dream in terms of where they'd like to play, to understand what it takes to get there.
Now in the NSRBL last night, the Midwest Expos hosted the Standard Hill Lakers at Legion Ballpark. The Lakers would take an early 2-0 lead in the top of the 3rd before the Expos would settle down after that. Dion Forget would pitch 6 innings, allowing just 2 earned runs and 5 strikeouts. The Expos would then tie it up in the 4th before they explode for 6 runs in the bottom half of the 6th for the 8-2 victory.
Had a little slow start. The other team is playing really good defensively, and took us a while to get some balls to drop in, but came down to the 6th and opened up the bats a bit and went good from there.
The Expos now face the Mervyn Flyers at Guest Field tonight at 6:30. Also in the NSRBL, the Lloydminster Twins kick off their home opener at Legion Ballpark against the St. Walburg Reds. First pitch is also at 6:30.